Baba do, Baba dee dee dee. What's up, folks? Welcome to So Bad It's Good. This is your pal Ryan, and this is our Southern Charm recap. Baby mama Rebecca joining us once again. Say hello.
Hello.
Hello. Bubbly as always.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. You've hit a wall, right?
I'm alive.
No, but you say it's more intense. We're like 4 weeks away.
Less than that.
No, it's 4 weeks away.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Ryan, it's
yes,
not.
it is. That's the projected due date.
No, but we're getting induced early. We're 3 weeks away.
No. We're 4 weeks.
Like, he likes to pretend like we're like
this isn't happening.
Yeah, like he likes to pretend like it's not happening when it is. Like, I was on a meeting the other day and I was looking at the calendar and I was like 1, 2, and I was like, oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's even though we've been aware of this for 8+ months, it is kind of getting into that crunch time where even though we already knew this is a reality, it's becoming a reality, right?
It's a reality reckoning.
This is Bethany Frankel's reality reckoning.
Yeah, like
so,
full on. It's happening.
Yeah. And we got so much stuff from the baby shower, but there was still so much stuff we, I guess, didn't get. So we just put together this very large Amazon order of like,
oh my God,
diapers.
It's a very expensive order that we're going to be making very soon. I just don't want to be like making orders at 2 a.m, freaking out, which I'm sure I will be anyway.
Yeah, we're going to freak out regardless.
Yeah.
It's going to be fine. So, we'll see how this all pans out.
The other day we were laying in bed and Ryan's like, this baby's coming next week. And I was like, no, the baby is not coming next week.
Well, because you were talking like...
Well, because I'm getting like the Braxton Hicks, which happens already. Like right now, it just feels like she got really tight. But she's not coming next week. Also, she can't, the doctor is in Japan next week. So like...
Oh, so we can't do it because the doctor's in Japan.
Yeah, the doctor is living his life in Japan. So like we cannot have that baby come next week.
How are you guys doing? Are you having a good weekend so far? I hope so. We did the Traders recap. We put that out. Bergie wasn't available this weekend, so he said, let's do it last night. So we did it last night. We put it out. So Beverly Hills wasn't your normal Friday episode. We'll probably do that on Sunday. And then today, obviously, is Saturday for Southern Charm.
I didn't watch Beverly Hills, but I heard that I can't remember names. Rachel Zoe said that she cheated on Roger 4 years into their relationship.
Yes, something like that.
Wow.
I was half watching because I wasn't really enjoying the experience. Like,
it's crazy.
Well, but you know what? But at least if that is the case, at least she's being open and honest about that, which is more than you could say for Kyle Richards. It's more than
honestly, I think yes, obviously with Kyle, like Maurice was cheating the whole time. But like I think a lot of long-term relationships, multi-decade relationships, have infidelity in them, and people just don't talk about it. So
no, I think Rachel really is the future of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I think there needs to be another reality reckoning, and they clean house on that show.
Obviously, they should have done that years ago. Like, I mean,
it's compared to all the other shows on right now, it's my least favorite show to watch just because you just sense the relationships are just a working relationship, and that's even that's one of my. I enjoy watching Southern Charm a great deal because whether you like these people or not, you sense that they are really in each other's lives, except for Craig. I think Craig is solo lobo, and everybody seems scared of Craig.
Solo lobo.
But he's out there doing he wants to be an entrepreneur, and you sense that he only hangs out with them when they film, and that's becoming really apparent on this show. Right?
People have a lot to say about Craig this week.
Oh, a lot to say about Craig. And we will say a lot about Craig. And listen, Sally, and not another great episode for Sally, but still.
Oh,
Craig,
I thought this was a reckoning for Sally.
But Craig took the cake, man. It's hard. Sally is really lucky she's on this season with Craig because Craig is able to take, deservedly so, a lot of the fire, even though he's going to ignore most of the discourse that is around him. But there is... We'll get into it. First off, though, I want to say Wes Wilson Summer House. Rebecca made Wes Wilson's breakfast casserole for dinner last night, and it was delicious.
It was
very good. Where did you found the recipe on his TikTok?
I was scrolling on the TikTok, and he came up making it, and I was like, we got to make this immediately. And
usually I'm the one that does weird things, but Rebecca was the one that suggested this, and I was like, whoa, cool. I was like, nice.
Okay, I think people should make it. I'm not a Midwestern girl, so I'm not like a casserole girl, but this is actually something I think we should make for postpartum. Like, I think that would be good to freeze.
My mom made a bunch of casserole casseroles
because
growing
she was
up.
a Midwestern
Yeah.
girl.
Oh, man. And I hated the one, the tuna casserole.
Oh, God.
And she would do tuna casserole, and then she would do the crushed up potato chips on top. And it gave it like a crunchy top. But the tuna casserole, like, and she put like cream of mushroom in it. It was it was something. I remember just even thinking as a kid how weird it was.
Maybe that's why you have that disdain for tuna that I've been really pushing through. I feel like
you eat a lot of tuna. I've just never been in love with tuna in the way. And by the way, when we were watching Southern Charm the other night, I talked about this on the Southern Charm recap, was we were both befuddled by the Duke's mayonnaise on the night table.
Summer House.
Sorry, what did I say?
Southern Charm.
Guys, it's a long week. But yeah, the Duke's mayonnaise on Summer House was on the nightstand, and Rebecca was the one that like did the deep dive and found out it was Duke's. And then Sierra has a brand deal with Duke's, but then a lot of women wrote in and saying that can be used as a hair mask.
It can be, but I really think they did a late night order and they were dipping those fries in the Duke's.
Because if you're putting
I've never had the Duke's.
No, I haven't either. But if you're putting a late night hair mask on, would you do that with it on your nightstand, or would you do that in the bathroom?
I don't know. People are different.
I also think Sierra was trying to be sly and leaving it out as like a product brand endorsement. And they caught it and they blurred it out. But I think she was kind of that's my personal opinion. She was trying to be sly and leave it out there for a product placement. And Summer House was like, nope. And they blurred it.
Genius, if that's the case. I also was doing the research on Duke's. They have mayo slices that look like cheese slices, which I thought was interesting.
Mayo slices?
There were slices.
This is like where technology is going in the wrong direction. If you ever are like, you know what, the mayo, it's too hard. We should put it in slice form.
I'm not a huge mayo girl in general.
That's what I was telling him the other night. Like I grew up a Miracle Whip family, and we don't do a lot of mayonnaise, but I've not had Miracle Whip in like a decade plus.
That's probably best.
I mean, it's just tangier than mayonnaise. It's tangier than mayonnaise.
I don't like it. Okay, so I would suggest people try the casserole. The only thing that I would say that I would change the next time I did it was I would
saute the onions.
Saute the onions beforehand, so you're not getting that crunch. Like I think that Ryan hates onions. It's very upsetting.
I like sauteed and grilled onions, but I think I've talked about my disdain for crunchy onions. There's something unholy about crunchy onions, and I
love onions.
I know a lot of people do, and I just don't understand it. It physically pains me. In fact, we did a couple years ago, Maritza, we did a video of me eating a bunch of different types of onions, and it was so disgusting. My stomach was torn up for like a whole like weekend, I think, after we did that. But I think that's on our YouTube somewhere. So basically, it was delicious. Wes Wilson, a chef's kiss. We really love Wes Wilson this season, don't we?
I mean, I have feelings on Wes Wilson.
What do you mean you have feelings on Wes Wilson?
Wes Wilson gets the hottest girls in the entire world.
Because he's charming. I think he's somewhat attractive. I think he's got
a good style. I think that like that girl Dara is like
the new girl.
Oh my God, she's so hot. And you don't think that? What are you talking about?
Well,
she's so hot.
She's like influencer hot, and sometimes I already kind of hold that against some. I know that's unfair, but I hold that against somebody. So
she's so hot. Sierra's so hot. Like, I mean, I'm just like really impressed by Wes chicks. Like, wow.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I could see Wes getting anybody you want. Now, Jesse Solomon on the other, somebody in the Facebook group wrote this as a post saying that Jesse Solomon is the Sally of Summer House.
A lot of people have been
saying
thought
that was so funny.
Yeah,
that was
people
so
were
good.
saying that they need to get together.
Because this Jesse, he really is a nudge. He's just like, what kind of person is, I mean,
it's just, he does it with a smile plastered on his face.
And he truly doesn't seem to care for anybody but himself. It's, like even though he professes friendship, and I just don't buy him wanting to be a bedbug with those girls. He just wants to lay in bed with girls.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much it, right?
Yeah, and like, listen, I grew up as a choir singer, and I went to the performing arts high school for singing, and so when people are like, I don't understand how Jesse's a singer, I think he's probably a great choral singer. In a group, I think he's probably fantastic. I think it's funny that they keep writing
love songs.
No, but that they keep writing
musician
under his,
because he recorded an album.
Right. I don't think we should be recording albums. But
well, listen,
I'm sure he's great in a group.
You know, It's going to be funny when we take our baby to Jesse Solomon's concert. That's
not going to happen.
It's going to happen.
It's not.
I'm going to have Jesse Solomon kiss that baby and bless that baby.
And get herpes or something.
Oh, stop it.
Not that there's anything wrong with herpes. A lot of people have it and it's fine.
Wow. Half of my audience has herpes, and you just offended half the audience.
And I'm saying it's totally fine to have herpes. So many people have it, but I don't want my baby to have it.
Wait, he's not going to give your baby herpes.
I don't know, guys.
That's crazy talk.
I'm not sure.
Oh my goodness. Anyways, really,
I loved Summer House, though.
I did. I love Summer House.
I'm really into it, obviously.
But once again, it's because there's real relationships. It's such a different viewing experience as opposed to Beverly Hills. You can really sense that there is a friendship there. Whether you agree, I don't like Sally as far as I can throw her, but I do. I'm smart enough to understand that they all have real relationships with Sally.
Yeah, I mean, she really works it.
She's like a
Did
politician.
Did you see that picture
man.
of her and Whitner?
There's a great. So Whitner hung out with Molly and Vanita, and Sally was there, and I was like, "That's."
She posted this photo, and it was scary. Honestly, guys, last week after Popcorn and stuff.
Popcorn the chicken. If you didn't listen to last week's episode, at the very end, we revealed that Popcorn the chicken
was murdered
by a snake, and then on the podcast she said Popcorn had to go because it was the one that Craig chose.
That scared me. It took me over to I'm scared of her, and this isn't funny anymore. She's lucky she had this episode to cushion that fall.
I was texting with two judgy girls the other day, and they didn't know the chicken had died. And I was like, yeah, chicken died. Check this out. Because they both stand up for Sally. And
why? Just because she's good TV?
Listen, I stand up for her because she's good TV. I don't want her going anywhere.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Besides
I think they legitimately, I said, listen, one of the great things about being an American is we can feel however we want to feel. We can say whatever we want to say, but I think they genuinely like Sally. And I was trying to argue my case, and I said, she got that chicken killed. She got that chicken killed, and they didn't know about that.
That's
so
weird.
I'm going to talk to them in person at the Crappie Awards and I said we need to do a podcast where we argue back and forth about these characters, a kind of a debate, a great Bravo debate.
I would like that, please.
I think that would be good. But then they were like...
I'm confused by it, and I really would have to deep dive. I'm not so sure.
I will say, I really go back and forth because I think there's a lot of love out there for Sally, which I don't necessarily understand. I know she's beautiful, but there's an Instagram account, I think it's called My Family Genie, that found early Sally photos.
Not that early, probably 7 years ago.
Okay, well, but those early. She looks very different.
I was trying to tell you, she's had a huge glow up. She's had work done.
Yeah, and she was a fine looking girl.
She was a cute girl. But she was a regular looking girl.
But you guys, the difference is really shocking. And it just once again goes to show you just need money. You just need money and a wish, money and a dream, and you can change your whole physical appearance.
She must have spent a cool $100,000, honestly.
But it also gives you, it makes you really understand if that's where she was coming from. Maybe some of the insecurities have stayed with her, even though she looks more modelly now, if that makes sense. Is that mean to say?
No.
But I think maybe she's still that. I have some weird body and body dysmorphia and all that stuff, but maybe that stuff never leaves. So maybe she still feels like that girl in that photo. Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe. She's definitely had, I think a nose job, definitely an upper left.
She's lost a lot of weight.
Definitely her boobs done. A lot of filler. Those lips are done. She looks great.
It's always interesting when you're like, oh yeah, I can see that person in there. But it's you got to really look past all of this surgery and all of this stuff.
As Wendy Williams would say, money well spent.
Money well spent. Yeah, she looks great. And by the way, how amazing is it that I hate when it's pretty privilege actually works, but it does. I think a lot of people respond to her beauty more than her character. And
what I didn't understand in the after show, Madison was like, I love Madison, but then she says something sometimes.
She's paired up with Craig.
But she says, I'll always be on Sally's side for everything, no matter what. And I'm like, girl.
I love Madison, but I'm not saying I could give you a couple things right now that Madison has done or believes in that I'm completely opposite. So just because we like these people doesn't mean that they're perfect in everything and it doesn't match what we want or feel or think. But also she was saying that with Craig. I think that's
No, but I've heard her stand up a bunch when she was on Watch What Happens Live. She was really standing up for Sally.
Well, you never know. People like that might be saying it just because they're going to continue to be able to fund their paycheck. They're like, hell yeah, she's amazing because you don't want to lose Sally at this point.
No, I mean, Sally is the show. She's the future of the show.
No, I will say after this episode, I really thought long and hard and I thought, will this be Craig's last season?
No.
And should it be Craig's last season?
No.
I think it should be. It will not be.
Why do you think it should be?
I think it is. He wants to be this entrepreneur. I think his on-screen behavior in those kind of circles will eventually catch up to him. And it's what this whole cast says in Talking Heads and hints at with each other, but never tells Craig truly to his face, is that he's got a lot of issues. And
Craig's an alcoholic.
Well, but it's so funny. Austin earlier in the season was like, Craig last season said, that he has a problem and now he's shot king. And he was like, he lied to me. No, he didn't. He does have a problem. And we see it in this episode. He completely changes. He turns into a completely different person. He offends everybody. And from what Craig professes he wants to be, this is the exact opposite of who he wants to be. This is not good for him. It's not good for the soul.
I also think that most of the people on this show are functioning alcoholics.
Sure.
But they just don't have the same, they don't
Shep has toned it down this season.
Yeah,
compared
but I think
to what
that
we've seen.
all of them, they do drink too much. And I think when you get older, it's not as cute. This isn't new behavior. Craig's been doing this from the beginning.
This isn't, it's we've seen him have these blow-ups pretty much every season. So
besides the times that he was with Paige and she really tried to say you remember that one scene from last year? I think it was last year when she was like, I will leave with the baby in the middle of the night. You know? So that means that she has seen some things that are really, really disturbing where she's like, I will leave.
But the thing is with Craig too is that he's not going anywhere. I think he should go somewhere, but he's not going to go anywhere because he does need this show. He doesn't have
He's not Paige.
But he doesn't have a hit podcast. He doesn't have but I will say what he's trying to do in his professional life does bump up against this in a weird way where it's going to continue to be less and less cute for brands at a certain point. But I will say he's another person just like Sally that there's pretty privilege. I've seen so many people comment of I want to be mad at him, but then I look at him and my God, he's gorgeous, I
mean, I can see him being a very good looking man, obviously, but it's not, again, I don't want to fuck Craig.
No, nobody, wait. When I say somebody's attractive, it doesn't mean I want to fuck him. It just means I can see where people are so into.
No, but I just don't see the sex with Craig. I don't.
Who do you see the sex with Whitner? You see the sex?
No,
do you see the sex with Whitner?
I don't really see the sex. Can we talk about Whitner?
In the fact that I'm going to...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I think Whitner's coming on the show next week. And it's just in time for our baby's arrival, so I can skip town and Whitner can be a stepdad. So it's going to be great. Is that going to be awkward if I open up the conversation and be like, you're my baby's stepdad? Is that weird?
I mean, I said to Ryan, I'm not going to go in on that interview just because, that's not fair, you know?
It would flood the whole room.
Because, that would be a first date, and, he doesn't need to be there.
Oh, my God. It would be great if I planned your arrival and then I turned down the lights and I put on sexy music and I go, Whitner, this is Rebecca. And it's sometimes when we touch, the honesty's too much. Wouldn't it be great?
We should play a Jimmy Buffett song.
Oh my God. If she came in and her water broke immediately because Whitner was
that would be good. That would
obviously
be good.
They're going to use this in court somewhere saying I shouldn't have rights as a dad. Probably.
No, but listen, I'm very excited to have Whitner on.
Me too, man. Me too.
He's really, that's really cool.
But I think the show is fascinating because it really makes you think about the show behind the show is that all of these people are so used to Craig's antics and they're this really dysfunctional friend group. It was the same with Vanderpump Rules, but like they don't have to pretend to work together. And so these people are kind of like tied together. They all know each other's ins and outs. And in friendships where you put up with somebody's bullshit over a decade plus, and you just wash your hands when they start having like freakouts and stuff like that, which we see Austin do. But then for people like Vanita, and we'll get to Vanita, but it has to be incredibly infuriating when people will not stand up on camera for you. Even though I will say in that scene, which we talk about, I think Vanita knew what she was doing. But that's also part of reality television is poking the bear. You're not they don't want TV that is nice and be kind. You're encouraged to do the opposite. Also, Charlie is the female Jim Carrey with her faces.
Oh my gosh, that was very funny. Charlie, I feel for Charlie. I think she's living out her mother's, in the relationship she has with her mother, she's living it out with friends. She really needs to go to therapy and really
she looks like it really hits her at an
really
emotional
does affect
level.
her, and I think she just needs to like really, do the work and have like a good 5-year run with a therapist trying to figure it out, because it's just not serving her. The way that she reacts and what she's doing doesn't help as well. I see her side, but also...
But I also think that's the frustration with Sally, is that, Sally, nobody owes you anything.
Yeah.
Like, nobody owes you every one of their secrets. It's that you are not like the troll under the bridge and you need to give me a secret to pass. Like, yo, dude, if somebody doesn't give you a secret, maybe it's time to like look hard and long about yourself about why this person doesn't want to tell you everything.
God, that picture with her and Whitner, and she was like, everything's cool. She had this like smug look on her face. Like, she scares me, guys.
Well, because she is very plotted out. And I think that makes great reality television, but she's very plotted out. She talked mad shit about Whitner and then made sure she was in a photo and a video hanging out with Whitner, but also at the same time, kudos, because we want you filming again. Southern Charm's about to start filming probably in a couple of months, and we want everybody together. So this is what, if you're producers of these shows, you want to see a cast that is able to still hang together after the insanity. But you know who you'd never see at these things? Craig Conover.
You know what I really hope for next season? I hope that Austin like gets a girlfriend or like really starts liking a girl.
Then you'll see how cool Sally really is.
She will lose her absolute shit. And like that's what I want to see.
But I mean, I think Austin's probably hooking up with a lot of people.
I know Austin's hooking up with a lot of people.
And I will defend...
And I'm sure she's hooking up with a lot of people.
Well, I think she's probably hooking up with other people to try to weirdly get back at Austin. Like, you know what I'm saying? She's one of those people of like... And then she'll tell Austin of like, yeah, I totally hooked up as well. Because we're totally cool. We're like friends, but like we'll wind up together someday. But like, I'm so cool too. I hooked up with
we talk 3 times a day.
We talk 3 times a day. We're the same person.
Yeah.
But I will put forth, I think they are the same person. Because Austin is a shit talker as well. And Austin, Austin's the one that like... Craig, like, hey, I did make out with Charlie. And then Austin immediately ran and told Sally. Those people are little sewing circles. It's just that Austin knows how to present it better on camera, where he comes off as the cool guy. He lets Sally do the heavy lifting in terms of that makeout. He like, oh, no, thou doth protest too much. But he wanted it just as much as Sally, period.
Poor Audrey.
I mean, dude, for real. And like he even said last episode, I don't want to, like how embarrassing would that be for Audrey? Like and it's like, what did that last a day?
If I was
What
Audrey,
did that last a day of him not wanting to embarrass Audrey?
Sad.
Like, I don't know, man, because obviously Audrey.
But isn't that how it goes, ladies? Like the girl that they're like, don't worry about that girl. Don't worry about that girl. You always have to worry about that girl. Don't listen to him. Like, you stand up for your shit. You know it's that girl.
Yeah, well, it was that girl. So it'll be very interesting because I don't think they're fully together. I think, obviously they talk 3 times a day, but already you can think in next season how fascinating that's going to be to watch. Like, I'm already like, hell yeah, I'm in. My question, though, is if Craig truly isn't hanging out with his friend group, you inserting him into this friend group just for seasons is going to keep making it the same thing where Craig blows up again and again and again. And it's not cute. It's not businesslike. And I don't know how far this can go.
But Austin and Craig do have a real relationship and real love for each other. Like they do.
I don't know, man. The things that Austin says about Craig, that's not a real love anymore. I don't know. I kind of push back on that.
We all have those toxic relationships at a certain point. But I mean, honestly,
this feels bad.
When you get to a certain age, you seem to like with those friend groups like you were talking about earlier, you usually cut those people off. Like it's what you put up with at 25, you don't put up with at 38.
And that's why it's so interesting, the chains of reality television being the thing that keeps you together is like so toxic. So this is
like with Jax, like, you know, like I'm really excited for the Valley. I mean,
Jax,
I've got my Valley cup right here, but I'm wondering if the Valley will work without Jax. Like, do I care about Brittany dating? Not really. Sorry, I don't.
Well, you know, and this is, I love to be proven wrong, so I'm probably wrong here, but you would think what's interesting about Brittany dating, and we have to retrain our minds, is that you want to see Jax react to that.
But we're not going to get that.
We're not going to get that. So it's going to be like this weird blue ball situation where everybody's going to be like, yay, Brittany. And then this is the Valley. It's a really good litmus test this season can Brittany stand on her own as a reality show character that people care about and not just cheer on to get away from Jax?
See, I don't think so, personally.
I'm going to go on a limb and say I think she is, but we'll see, right?
I don't think so. And then I understand why they brought in Lala and Sandoval. Not Sandoval, Schwartz, to kind of like offset that missing Jax.
Like an insurance policy.
Right, but like I hope they use them in the right way. And I think that if they don't, I could be out.
You'll see. I dislike when people say that. You're not going to be out.
I was out on Vanderpump for a while.
She actually holds. She's one of the only people that does hold true to that. She'll be like, "You can watch this," and she'll just walk up, away.
Yeah, I mean, like I don't love Lala and Tom as characters.
I just don't like Lala because I feel she's like not a performance artist. She's like she looks at herself as an actor on these shows, and I don't want that. I want somebody that's why I say, like, I dislike and love Sally at the same time. I want somebody like Sally, where I'm like, she can't help but be herself. Those are sometimes, it's like Lisa Barlow. It's like, I disagree with Lisa Barlow, but my God, I fight for her right to stay on that show because she can't help but be herself.
Yeah, and I mean, Sally is being her true self. And like, I always never understood Lala on Vanderpump Rules. Like from that first season she was on, I never really got how she worked on the show.
Because she lied consistently and always and still holds true to most of those lies.
And then recently, Lisa Rinna has been doing the rounds for her book. Yeah. And she's talking a lot about how she was acting on the show and all this stuff. And I truly believe that Lisa Rinna was the beginning of the downfall of Beverly Hills. Truly, I never liked her on the show. I thought that was a bad move.
She turned it into more of a soap opera where, that's where she came from as an actor,
Totally. She's an actress. And I mean, it's interesting, I guess, bringing actors onto that show, but I think it really ruined a lot of things. I never
put it into a different environment than what it was.
I never understood Garcelle on the show. That doesn't make sense. That never made sense to
me.
It
makes as much sense as because then you're now casting a TV show as opposed to a friend group.
Right.
And so that Rinna started it. So then if you're going to go that way, because then I didn't understand Denise Richards. I did not understand. See, these are all people that aren't natural friends. They know of each other, but they're not this friend group.
LA is a small place. We know of a lot of people, but we're not hanging out with them, right?
No. So let's get into the episode 13. And the description the cable company gives us says Austin is just... Oh, sorry, that's not... No, sorry. That wasn't just notes I had. The episode is called Kiss and Tell, and the description gives us... It says, Sally has her sights set on Austin. Tensions soar after Craig and Charlie's secret kiss is revealed. If you're grown up and at this point, Sally knows they're hanging out, wouldn't you just assume they've kissed?
Wouldn't you assume they're fucking? Also, are you kidding me? It's very weird.
I was trying to think of my friends, when I've seen them start to... be around somebody, I've never been you guys kiss yet? You guys fuck? I've always just been I'm sure they have.
You know what's weird? I have some friends that are divorced and just starting to date now. And we were talking and they had been dating someone for 2.5 months and they hadn't had sex yet. And I was like, am I just a whore?
No, but it's scary. It's scary because that's a whole
Ryan
new
and I had
thing.
sex pretty quick.
Oh my God!
No, but I'm just saying.
Nobody wants to know that.
I just don't understand. I don't. I can't imagine not. Like, we're grown. Like, if you're going to be kissing, you're going to be.
Each person is on their own journey. I don't think that's hard to understand at all. At all. Everybody's on their own journey.
I guess I'm just
No, you're not. No. So previously on Southern Charm, Madison had her baby, so she's really not in this episode at all. Shep took the gang to Mexico to fight the cartels. Austin is reconsidering his position on Sally. And we have that clip of Austin telling Craig and Shep, like, oh man, talk about the ultimate slap in the face, like Audrey, right? And then Sally found her friendship with Charlie getting further away. And meanwhile, they all went to this big dinner, and an innocent game that Shep wanted to play went off the rails. And Venita was like, listen, I hope Austin stands up for himself. And Craig's like starting to fight with her. And she's like, if I had to close my eyes and just listen to you talk about him, I would say that man doesn't like you. And then Craig's like, Venita, you don't exist in my world, so fuck off.
Again, Craig has drank too much. And
by the way, this one, he's not even shit-can wasted like he is in this episode, but he obviously... Craig, it's like Kyle Cook. It's like these people can't be pressed, and when they're pressed, they usually they don't have enough brain power to summon in those moments to say anything of note or that makes you think. They react like an anvil sledgehammer that just says the stupidest, meanest thing possible that makes you automatically not on their side. Even though I realize that he felt like he was being poked and prodded and picked apart, but you don't, and especially, like, isn't this supposed to be Southern gentlemen? You don't tell
But that's the whole thing.
No, I know. There's no charm here.
Yeah.
You don't tell a woman, especially, to fuck off in front of a group of people. You do it on a podcast.
Well, and you know what I didn't like? None of the men, besides my boyfriend Whitner, stood up for her. They all just sank in their chairs.
So you're like, and Austin's big defense is, I've been there, done that. You can't really move the needle with that, so it's not worth doing. Well,
you're in a television show,
but
Austin.
also maybe,
grow the fuck up.
But also maybe it's worth doing for Venita. You know, maybe it's not worth doing for you, but it obviously is worth doing for Venita. I do still hold true to the fact that Venita knew exactly what she was doing. She was poking and prodding, but it still does not give Craig the reasoning to be able to say, fuck off, you don't, mean shit.
And Whitner does say that. He does say that there are two sides to this situation. He does say that, like, Venita isn't, perfect in this moment.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and I don't think Venita liked that as well, but it's got to be, Venita is an interesting casting choice because she's had to do an uphill battle every season on this show.
Well, because of racism.
And it must be very exhausting for her, and you don't want to get to a point where it's just accepted, but you don't want to be that friend that everybody's comfortable being really good friends with away from these kind of situations.
I mean, Craig says Venita's being a bully. I would like us to all look up the word bully because she's definitely not being a bully to Craig.
I don't want people to do work and have to look up words.
Okay, well, that's, she's not a bully.
Well, Whitner's like, hey, let's dial it back a little if we can, Craig. And Craig's like, absolutely not. You can't be a bully and then be upset. And Venita's like, get it out, Craig. And Craig's like, I don't comment about you, but you keep making digs about my past relationship. I don't comment about you. And Venita's like, when you said you didn't want to be friends with me on Watch What Happens Live, you did comment about me. And Venita's like, is the tantrum over, Craig?
And that's exactly what this is. Craig has little baby tantrums.
Now, okay, so the reality of that situation is Venita did comment on the Nick Vialli podcast about Craig, and Craig went on Watch What Happens Live and said point blank in another kind of, not a full outburst, but a childish retort of, I don't consider her a friend. And yes, if somebody is, in real life, if somebody is your friend and they say something like that, it's going to hurt you and you're going to say, I don't want to be friends. So I do understand where Craig's saying that, but like, come on, man. Venita, it was hurtful, but harmless.
Yes, it was hurtful and harmless. Venita does want to stay on the show. She does want to keep in the mix. That's why she said those things on Nick Vialli. That's why she said those things on Watch What Happens Live. But, I don't think Craig's over Paige. Even at this point in Mexico, we're only like 6 months out. Like, I don't think he's over that in any way. And he takes things very, very personally. And then you put on, they've been drinking all day long. I mean, like, I forgot they literally just got there that day. This is day one.
Yeah.
And yeah, he had a little baby tantrum.
Yeah. So Craig's like, just be nice, Venita. Just be a kind person.
Which, like, don't tell me to be nice. Like, go fuck yourself.
Craig, are you being a nice, kind person?
Yeah.
I mean, another thing about growing up, too, is that, you'll take people talking mad shit about you, and
But,
you just have to, drown it out. You don't have to participate in it. If he truly feels he's being harmed, bro, you don't have to retort back. You can just be like, LOL, okay, And the frustrating part about Craig is that I kept thinking the next day he would pull Venita aside and be like, yo, I was out of hand. I do have strong feelings about this. You did hurt my feelings, but I shouldn't ever be saying things like that to you. But it also shows that he really doesn't respect Venita at all, because there was never a moment that he was going to do that.
100%. I also just don't like telling a woman to be nice. Like, go fuck yourself. Like,
Come on,
seriously.
be nice, babe.
No, like, seriously, like, go fuck yourself,
But Sally, so Sally says, me and Venita, we may have our differences, but that's my girl. And I love Sally standing up for Venita, but also pointing out,
that we
have our differences.
Yeah.
Sally in a talking head goes, this isn't the way to do it. And Craig's like, I didn't start it. I just heard what she said to Austin, and she told him to stand up against me. And Benita's like, well, I said it in general. I wasn't specific. Charlie in a talking head says, Craig kind of just reacts in the moment, which is, yeah, he does, but we've got to work against that.
Great television.
It does.
Right?
See, that's the hard thing as an audience member, is you have to recognize, like, if Craig didn't react in that moment, we'd been like,
it would be boring.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, what are we doing now? Craig goes, Whitner says, I love you, Craig, but you come off too hard. And Craig goes, it's incessant. It's fucked up. And Whitner's like, come on, you have reasonable reasons for your position. Whitner talking like a lawyer here. And Craig's like, it's over now. And Venita in the talking head goes, I'm not surprised Austin didn't stand up. He doesn't have a backbone even in his relationship, his own personal relationship with Craig. Austin in the talking head says, it's not worth it. Been there, done that. And then Shep's like, okay, this trip is about wellness, and this is not even close. So Venita goes and sits next to Molly, and Molly tries to touch her, and Venita's like, don't touch me because I'll cry. And Venita's really shaken up about this, and Whitner's like, well, I'm just making sure, Venita, you understand you're not faultless here, which is kind of interesting for Whitner to put out there. And I don't think Venita liked that. The food gets delivered. Everybody's, munching down on steak and lobster. Venita is not touching her food. She says she has no appetite. But Sally, on the other hand, Sally's like, do you want some of my steak, Austin? And he's like, yeah. And then Sally's like, will you give me your meat?
Okay.
Shep says, okay, everyone's had a long day of traveling tomorrow. Tomorrow's surfing and ATV, so let's get some rest. And tomorrow we can be more calm.
We did look up this hotel.
Oh, yeah, the
Kimberly. It was a very expensive hotel. My God.
I thought it was the Verona.
No, that's the other one.
Oh, okay.
This was like almost $1,000 a night. Like, I was like, whoa.
The Elizabeth Taylor Hotel.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And even right now, as the cartels are going crazy in Puerto Vallarta, it was still that expensive at night.
Yeah.
Because I was like, should we go down there? Like, is it like cheap rooms right now? And it's not. It's not.
No.
So everybody's splitting off, you guys, and Sally asks Austin to walk her to the bathroom. And this is the moment if you're a Southern Charm pro, you realize Sally's going to shoot her shot, because she sees that Austin's in a weakened position, even though I bet Austin is not in a weakened position, but he wants to appear in a weakened position to let Sally know to make the move, because he doesn't want to fully make it. Is that dark, or do you think that's real?
I don't know. And during the after show, Austin was like, the only reason I kissed her was because Craig told me that they kissed.
Yeah, he blamed it on Craig admitting that he kissed, but this was before.
This was way before. Also, he didn't, start it. Sally did.
There's enough things to blame Craig on, but Austin seems to blame everything on Craig, even things that don't really make sense to blame on Craig.
Yeah.
So we cut to the stairs, and it's like shaky camera work, like Blair Witch Project. And, he's like, Sally. And we don't see him. We just hear Sally. And then we hear a door thud. And then we hear.
Yeah. So gross.
It's like two Barbie dolls humping with Vaseline. And they were like fully making out. So now next morning, we're in the guys' suite. It's 9:40 a.m. The guys are waking up, a little worse for wear. But guess who's not? Craig's already pumping iron in the gym.
How does he do that?
He's like, ugh.
He looks.
Fuck Venita.
He looks big.
He looks swole, dude.
Like, he really does.
Okay. From watching early 90210, do you think Craig is roiding out? Do you think he has roid rage?
Oh, maybe.
No, I think Craig would be more cut up if he was on
Wait, who had
roids.
roid rage?
Remember, I think it was like Steve Sanders in the locker room. There was like a steroid episode.
I don't remember that.
I think there was in fact 2 steroids episodes because they started recycling storylines. There was like multiple gun episodes.
Stop. The gun episode was really serious that first season.
You mean with Scott when he blew? Yeah. So the guys are waking up and Whitner's in his own personal jacuzzi and he goes, hell yeah.
God, we need a vacation. That's what I
You and Whitner need a vacation.
Yeah, we need a vacation together.
We see Molly get delivered room service, and for some reason, they hold the camera on her while she's gulping orange juice. Like she's like,
hell yeah.
We cut to Sally waking up, and she's like, Charlie, my head hurts. Come on in. And Sally goes, I'm still drunk. And Charlie's like, what happened with you and Austin last night? And Sally's like, last night at the restaurant, we made out. And Charlie's like, how was the kiss? And she goes, it was great. Good kisser. And I can't wait to do it again.
So this was Charlie's moment to probably say that she kissed Craig as well.
I would feel it shows how scared Charlie is of Sally.
She really is. And I understand, like, I think most women have been in that situation where, like, you are so scared of, like, your quote-unquote best friend and you don't tell them certain things. And, like, I understand that. But this was, if I'm seeing the other side, I'm being very nice to Sally this week. If I'm seeing the other side, that this was her moment to say, sure. Craig and I did make out as well. Now, I don't think Sally would have had a good reaction. You know?
And I think Charlie, if we're to presume, maybe she kind of games that out and goes, well, if I do tell her even in this moment, it's going to have this horrific reaction.
Right,
and I just want to enjoy Mexico.
I don't want to deal with that. Like, I understand. Like, that's really annoying to have to continue to deal with. And she keeps, poking the bear as well. Sally keeps, saying, like, what's going on with Craig? What's going on with Craig? What's going on with Craig?
In a talking head, she's like, Austin's a really good kisser. And the producer's like, really? And she goes, yeah, he really is. And she's like, just like 100-watt smile.
Why do I not see Austin as a really good kisser?
But I feel like Sally's so digmatized that even if he was a bad kisser, he'd be a good kisser.
Yeah, because like she's always like, look, he's so hot.
He's so fucking hot.
Is he?
She goes, yeah, I asked if he would walk me to the bathroom, like super private, and I pushed him into the gentleman's room and like the door locked behind us. And then
did she say gentleman's room?
I think that's what she wrote. She said the gentleman's room.
Okay.
And she goes, well, Charlie, what happened with you and Craig? And Charlie's like, literally nothing. We just sat on the couch and talked forever about nothing.
See, this is where she should have said we did, because there is no way that like...
But it also kind of makes me laugh to think of like, yeah, genuinely, probably Craig gets on one of those Dorit rants and it really is just about nothing, where she's just sitting there listening to being like, pandas aren't even real, man. They're like guys dressed up in panda suits. And don't even get me started about aliens. Like, I would love to know what those conversations entail.
And that's why he's not dating a woman who's 38 like he is, because a 38-year-old would not deal with his bullshit. But a 25-year-old will like listen and play that game with him.
It's like I
can't believe
I kept thinking
Paige
Craig
was with him for that long.
Well,
like, I really like
because I think Craig I really believed he was in a Carl Radke trajectory and he just wasn't.
What?
I really believed he was really working on himself so seriously and realizing when he had that conversation with Austin on the beach that, like, listen, alcohol really is a problem for me.
God, you guys, Carl Radke is like the only man.
He's in the mix, dude.
Yeah, he is in the mix always. He's the only man on Bravo ever. Like, literally, I've been watching Bravo since day one who has actually made a turnaround.
Yeah.
I don't know any other man on any other show that has done what Carl has done.
Yeah. Yeah, truly.
Like, I'm really proud of Carl.
Yeah.
He's done it. He really has done it, and I'm proud of him.
I know what's sad is that most women, they still don't want a Carl type.
That's
they want
true.
a bad boy,
No. Once you're at a certain age, you do not want a Kyle Cook. You do not want Craig. It's just like, it's too exhausting. It's awful. You want a Carl. You want someone who's going to be getting you bagels in the morning.
Yeah.
Guess who got me bagels last weekend?
This guy.
Yeah. I was like, oh my God, Carl.
Sally in a talking head says, it's just fucking weird she won't tell me. And Sally goes, well, today I'm doing the ATVs, but I don't want to ride on Austin's, but I like to be in control. And then we go back to the guys' room, and Craig comes in all sweaty after working out to Austin. And Austin's like, man, the gym sounds really nice, but I'm hurting right now. And then later, I see the clip for next week where Shep comes in and asks him, like, do you want to go golfing? And he goes, golfing sounds really nice, but I'm hurting right now. So Austin seems like that guy that's like, that sounds amazing, man, but I'm not going to do that. Rod gets into bed with Austin, and Austin says, how's Vanita doing? And Rod's like, great question. I haven't talked to her. In the talking head, Rod says, I feel bad. She deserved a good friend, and I dropped the ball there. And Austin's like, yeah, I feel bad for Vanita. She got steamrolled.
Well, you should have said something,
You don't
dude.
feel too bad for her, man.
You should have done something and not been stupid.
We cut to Vanita's room. She's still under the covers at 11:30 a.m.
I would be too. Like, I don't know how these people be drinking and then shooting all day. Like, that is, again, like, that's probably why they're on the Adderall. Like, I think that's the only way to do it.
And I will, but Craig said he's off the Adderall. He's been off the Adderall.
Well, I would hope
years.
that they're all off the Adderall because Adderall, like, is coke. But, like, I don't understand how you need some sort of speed. Like, it truly, and it's such a short, condensed period of time.
And the tough thing about, like, day drinking on vacations, it's tricky because those first couple of drinks, you're like, I'm fucking on vacation. This is amazing. Like, when they go to that tequila farm, But at first, we were like, oh, that looks amazing. That looks so fun. Like, it really, because you like, oh, you just feel alive and you're in like culture. You think you're in culture and they're giving you like free apps and shit like that. And you feel like you said it too. You're like, this looks amazing.
The apps look good, yeah.
But
then 5 o'clock rolls around and you're like, I'm gonna die.
Yeah, exactly. So the guys, everybody's meeting up in the lobby. Sally comes in. Sally hugs Craig immediately in the lobby, and Charlie is so shy around Craig. Like, there's a shyness, and also maybe just not wanting anybody to know that she has a relationship with Craig, which is kind of funny. Shep's gonna be surfing. Craig orders 2 Coors Light and 2 bottles of water at the hotel before they leave. Austin walks in, and Sally goes, "Look at this sexy motherfucker."
I'm like, who?
He's in like flip-flops and like board shorts.
Yeah. I don't know who she's talking about.
Vanita comes in and tells Rod, I'm not happy with you. Craig clocks this interaction. And Rodrigo says, well, I want you to know I love you and you look amazing.
But Rodrigo, like, if you're listening, you should have said something too. Yeah. Like, I know you don't want to, and I probably wouldn't either, like, just because you don't want to, like, get in the mix or whatever. I mean,
but think about it. In real life situations, when somebody's blowing up like that, it really can be scary.
I don't hang out with people that do that.
But I'm saying, when I've been in those situations in the past, it's scary. Like, you don't know.
Right, but we're on a television show, so things are different.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah. In a talking head, Vanita says, we all have seen what it looks like when, because they're talking about getting into the water, and we're reminded that Vanita a couple seasons ago, remember she fell into the pool?
Craig saved her.
And Craig saved her. So at one point, they had an okay relationship where Craig saved her.
Also, like, all those guys just stood around and were like, huh?
Yeah.
Like, these guys.
What? And Craig jumped in with his penny loafers on. Yeah, like, there's a shot of Whitney going like, oh, that sucks. We just lost a cast member. You know?
No, like, Whitney, that was
This is going to be hell with the insurance company. You know?
Yeah, but I did think of like, oh my God, your microphone, where that's like $1,000.
Oh yeah, there's $1,000 microphone
lost.
that she.
Yeah.
So we go to the surf shop. We cut to Austin, Sally, Rod, Whitney, and Craig. They're all split up into groups.
And of course, Sally's the only girl with all the guys because like that's how she is.
Yeah,
like, she's like, I just like love. I feel like more.
I'm a guy's girl.
Yeah, I'm a guy's girl. Like I just like feel more like in tune with them.
Yeah.
You know.
So the one group's going to have jungles, beaches, and a tequila tasting. Rodrigo says he loves being Mexican. Is proud of his heritage, but he still can't roll his R's for I can't do it either. Rodrigo. I can't
don't know. It's a double roll. We're so white.
I can do that. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Anyways, we go with the surfing group. Shep gets out there on the waves. Shep looking sexy on those waves, ladies.
Who said that?
You said you were liking shit. You thought
I said there are some times where I'm into Shep and then sometimes where I'm like, oh no.
But he's good at surfing. Whitner gets up on the board. Vanita just lays out on a towel on the beach. Molly gets up.
Molly looked amazing.
She looked great.
I was like really impressed
They're
by
like,
Molly.
Good balance, senorita.
Yeah, she did have good balance. Go Molly.
Charlie falls a bunch, but she even looked...
No, but Molly, I mean, Charlie got up. Have you ever done surfing?
No, God, I have no balance at all. What are you talking? It would be horrible.
Well, I mean, surfing's hard.
Oh, I know I can't do it.
You could do it.
No, I could not do it. We cut to ATVs, And I will say, you guys know if you listen to enough of this, I usually hate when they do reality show activities. I'm like,
Well, what are we supposed to do?
Well, I just hate when they go to rage rooms and like all this shit. But I like this.
Well, that's
I enjoyed
different.
this.
Like a rage room, like everybody, there's those things with the reality shows where like every single show does, right?
Yeah.
And one of them is rage rooms, and like this is different.
Yeah, I liked these activities. Austin says, because Sally is on an ATV and she has her like legs up, and Austin's like, Sally, it looks like you're about to go to the OBGYN. And then Sally goes, you want to look? And he goes, kind of. So I was like, eh. And then
it's kind of gross.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like sometimes I'm like, I don't know if I should say this, but like if a man was talking like this to a woman over and over, I just think we would like kick him off the show.
No, I mean like by the way, she's given like full steam ahead on anything that Austin says. So it's not.
That's what I'm saying.
She thinks this stuff is cute and she's, like she loves it.
I know. That's what I'm saying. If it was the opposite way around though, like, I don't know, girl. Ugh.
We cut to Whitner complaining about the walk. No, we cut to Whitney. Whitney complaining about the walk to the beach.
I loved this.
Whitney's just like miserable in the sun, and
Whitney like needs a cigarette, and he needs to sit down.
He needs to sit down with
umbrella.
Like financiers and like good food and women, and
like Whitney hasn't worked out since like 1992.
Whitney has negative muscle content at this point.
He's very, very thin.
Whitney says the water will suck you to the Pacific. And Rodrigo goes, I hope it sucks me dry. And then Austin and Craig are on the sand talking to each other about the water being perfection. That's how bros talk. That's how bros like, man, this water, dude, beautiful.
It really
did
look good,
though.
Nice. I mean, again, I was like, I want a vacation. I want us to go away.
We'll never have a vacation again.
That's not true.
It is true.
No, it's not.
Yeah, Craig says, dude, Austin, we're all single for the first time. Me, you, Whitney, Shep, and Austin.
This is what Austin wanted. Like, This is what his dream was.
Yeah.
He wanted them all to be single.
And Austin goes, Craig, I'm going to toot my own horn, but Sally followed me into the bathroom, and I was like, can I help you? And we made out. And I got to tell you, I respected the move. And he says it twice. I respected the move. Kind of like, I wasn't going to do it, but I respected her move so much, so I had to make out back. And Craig's like, yeah, even though I didn't want to have more first kisses, they're fun. And Austin's like, yeah, they are. I want more first kisses. Yeah.
Say the next thing because I want.
And then Austin in a talking head goes, yeah, like I'm allowed to do these things now.
So this reminded me of earlier in the season when Craig was talking about like how he kisses girls without feeling bad now. This is like, now I'm allowed to do these things. I just think that like.
You thought that was a tip-off that he was cheating on Audrey.
He was cheating on Audrey. Like we actually know that to be true from like people we've spoken to. Like I think both of them are trash men. Like, I don't know how they can have, like, like, I don't know what has to happen to Austin or to Craig for them to be able to, like, actually be in a monogamous relationship, or else just, like, don't do that. There are so many women out there who don't want monogamy.
Well, because I think
they're Southern men, so they want a certain type of life. They want a woman that's not going to be, they want to be in a monogamous relationship, have children, have the white picket fence, but, like, these guys.
But the binary, the weird binary of, like, good and bad men, it's just not like that. There are so many shades of gray of like, I think Austin and Craig are probably great when there's no alcohol or women involved. They're probably really.
Dude, like they
no,
live
I'm
in
just
the
saying
world
they're
and
not
there are
good
women involved. Like you can say, yeah, you're a bad man when you are like talking to other girls when you have said, I'm.
There's also
with this
layers
woman.
of there's like Epstein bad and there's like
shut the fuck up. You
Charles
can't like
Manson
please
bad.
like that's a ridiculous thing to say. That's like actually stupid. Like if you're making a monogamous commitment, you are in a monogamous commitment. Point blank, like done. Like it's very, very easy. Again, there are women who don't want that. So go find that.
So Austin is like, yeah, you wake up the next morning and like, I had a first kiss. And he goes, I don't regret it. And Craig's like, well, yeah, Charlie and I have been hanging out. I haven't told anyone, like out of respect for her. She wants to keep it private, but we have kissed too. And Austin Austin's like, wow, ha, 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 ha. And Craig's like, I know, it was amazing. So Craig, like Austin is filing this away in his brain of like, I'm already going to tell Sally. And Craig's like, I'm bonding with my best friend, Austin, right here. And Austin's like, did she tell Sally, do you know? Like, why doesn't she want anyone to know? And Craig's like, when we're in Charleston, like by ourselves, it's so fun. But when she gets around Sally, she's like scared to like me.
Yes, and that is exactly what it is. She's scared. She's scared of Sally.
And you have to think with Craig. Craig's never had a problem over the last decade with women liking him. He's had problems staying in relationships. And he's also coming off the Paige relationship, which his bruise, I would imagine, hurt his heart and bruised his ego. So he's really probably thrown like, wow, another girl that doesn't want to fully claim me at this point.
No, I mean,
it's got to fuck with his head.
I think that's big time when you're saying you don't want to like tell other people about it. Like that really hurts someone's feelings.
So in a new scene, we're at a surfing group. We're with the surfing group. We go back to Vanita and Vanita's like, oh, we're going to go eat lunch with a bunch of bullies now, like Craig. And Whitner's like, yeah, Craig can blow up on anyone. And Molly's like, well, but Vanita didn't even say his name the other night. And Charlie's like, yeah, it's not a good look with Craig, but I'm not his keeper. He's his own person. So Charlie trying to distance herself from Craig.
She's continuing to try to do that. Oh, by the way, guys, did you see that Charlie was wearing a Chanel bikini?
No, I didn't.
Wow.
How do you know it was Chanel?
Because the C's were on it.
Oh, maybe it stands for Charlie.
No.
Molly says, sure, but if someone was acting like a fool, I'm not going to be like I'm dating him and he's great, Molly says. And Charlie in a talking head goes, do I agree with Craig and all of this stuff? No, but we're in Mexico. I don't want to have this serious conversation.
Again, Charlie needs to go to do the work.
It's a dangerous... But how many people really do the work in life? Life is so quick. You don't really do the work.
That's not true.
A lot of people
you
don't
need to do the work then if you don't think.
But but I'm saying a lot of people don't. Think about how many people don't do the work in their life.
I know, and they have issues throughout their lives because of it. Like, yes, you do need to say things that are hard to say. You do need to. It doesn't matter if you're in the most beautiful place in the world. If someone is being an asshole, you don't just like let it go.
Well, this kind of attitude of like I just want to have fun instead of dealing with dark, deep stuff is a dangerous attitude to have just in life in general.
It's never going to end well. Like, it's like...
You're going to keep going into situations like that.
It's like what Oprah used to say. She was like, at first you're next to the wall and there's like just like a little like pebble that will fall and hit you. And you're like, oh shit, that kind of hurt. And then like all of a sudden a brick comes down and you're like, oh shit, a brick. And then if you keep not trying to mend the wall, the entire wall is going to fall down on you.
And that's why Oprah would push Gail right into the path of that wall.
You know, Oprah was so important to me growing up and it's been upsetting to see her hang out with Kris Jenner.
Chef comes out and goes, we got here at the perfect time. The waves suck now, but like we did it right. Pack it up. Let's get out of here. So we cut back to the ATV group and they're at the tequila tasting and
Ryan writes, this looks dope. Because like we need a vacation.
It did look dope. It did. I was like this just seems fun. It obviously doesn't turn into fun, but it looked fun in this moment. Whitney says he's burning up. He hasn't been out in the sun like this since 1989.
Again, Whitney's a vamp, like he can't handle it.
Craig goes to the shitter and Austin to Sally goes, ew. I'm just curious. Did you know Craig has been making out with Charlie? And Sally's like, what the fuck? What
Austin
the fuck?
Is such a little bitch,
I'm telling you, I know everybody thinks Craig's like the main baddie, and he is, but Austin's like right up there neck and neck, man. Like you can see where these people really live large off of each other. But Austin's like, yeah, Craig told me on the beach. And Sally's like, this is weird. Sally in a talking head goes, I've given her my blessing to go for Craig. Just don't lie to me. That's nutty.
And like, have you,
but has she asked directly, have you kissed Craig? And we just haven't seen it?
I don't know about that, but like, it's like she's saying she's cool. She's saying, I never really liked Craig. We all know it's a lie. Charlie knows it's a lie. Charlie's terrified of her. Like, poor Charlie.
Yeah. Rodrigo's like, whoa, who's making out? And Sally raises her hand and then goes, Austin, raise your hand too. And Rodrigo's like, whoa, you guys made out? How do you say shooketh in Spanish? And Sally's like, you're a good kisser, Austin. Oh, God. Anyways, the other Sprinter van pulls up, and then Shep comes out. He goes, epic surf. Oh, it was sick. 4 of the best waves I've caught in years. And Austin says, the margaritas here are really refreshing. And then Sally's kind of cold when Charlie comes up to her. Austin pulls Vanita aside and goes, hey, man, I've been meaning to talk to you. I didn't respect you the other night. It got out of hand. And Vanita's like, yeah, I got nothing. If roles were reversed, I would have gone after him. It's fine, though. I appreciate you talking to me. Austin, talking head, says, I'm embarrassed. I didn't have my friends back, but it's refreshing that she knows how things work in a real friendship. Yeah, she knows how things work in a real friendship, but then television. Have a real friendship with her.
They
have a real friendship
have
back.
Real friendship. This is a TV.
But it's not like, well, we don't have a real friendship when Craig's around, but like there's weird. Craig has this.
Everyone's scared of
power.
Craig. Yeah.
Well, and by the way, because Craig is insanely popular. Like he is
probably
he's one of the biggest
most popular
men, I guess.
Like he's I think the only one from this group that could be on Dancing with the Stars.
Oh wow. Vanita says Craig.
You think someone else could? Because I don't think anyone else has the power, star power that Craig.
Well,
does.
It also depends on who their representation is, because it really does depend who you're signed with.
Austin's not going to be.
You never know.
I just saw Craig signed with someone. I can't remember who, but
so he might be on Dancing with the Stars eventually.
He just signed with a new company.
Anyways, Vanita says Craig treats people badly, and Austin's like, "There's two versions of Craig. Craig at the dinner table, and Craigie right now." And we cut to the tequila tasting, and Craig clocks Austin walking back in with Vanita. Craig in a talking head's like, Austin disappoints me. If anyone treated Austin that way, like the way Vanita treated me, I wouldn't be buds with her. So in Craig's head, Craig is the victim. So Craig does not think he has done anything wrong and that he stood up for himself. Craig tells the people, grab 2 tequila bottles.
That's when we start the trouble.
So, so they have a food pairing of like a cactus salad and a ceviche.
So good.
The one tequila was 48 proof alcohol, 48% alcohol.
And Whitner went, that's like a thing that, no, you do no, that's not what you do. Yeah, you do a thing. I was like, oh, Whitner, that's it. I was like, Whitner and Ryan are so alike. They do make weird noises, like the same weird noise.
Well, there's one thing that we do. Yeah, so they have tequila out of a rum barrel, tequila out of a Merlot wine barrel. Craig says, all I want to do is be Captain Jack fucking Sparrow. That's
like, what the fuck, dude? Like,
so
he's such a baby.
Rodrigo lets us know after this they're going to the Salito Hotel where they can change and shower and then go out to bars. And they start making these drunk jokes about Craig saying he's like a heels and short dress guy. And then Austin says, I'm into stuck porn. Like, I'm in the dryer and I can't get out.
I've never
I've heard of stuck like babysitter, like Howard Stern always talks about babysitter porn.
Howard Stern.
That's his favorite porn.
I know, but you don't know about
No, I'm just saying I've never known about stuck porn.
I've never.
That's such a weird thing to search out.
Ryan tries to act like he never watched porn.
No, I don't. I've watched porn plenty.
Plenty?
Nonstop.
Really?
No, God. No, but I've definitely seen my fair share of porn.
Sometimes, like when we've talked about, he's like,
I don't know what is this
MILF porn.
What is this
something?
Vagina porn?
Yeah, like it's just weird. But I've never heard of stuck porn. Like where, like
I don't. Yeah. So it's like people like stuck in machines and stuff like that, and you get them out of it.
I thought it was more like I'm stuck at this party.
He said I'm stuck in a dryer. I'm stuck in the dryer and I can't get out. He said that. I'm stuck in the dryer. I'm stuck in the dryer and I can't get out.
So
and Molly goes, I don't want to see.
Fuck me loose.
I know. Like you come up behind her. He said, you come up behind her. That's what he said.
I got to look it up.
Molly says, I don't want to see what Austin's Pornhub search is. Craig is now just talking with his mouth open as he's chewing. And Craig's like, yeah, me and Austin talked on the beach. Like, it's no one's business. And Rodrigo says the high of today was that no one has been fighting. And Craig was like, yeah, today was like a hugging day. So they leave this, but everybody's like drunk. They're in Sayulita. Is that Sayulita, sorry. 7:52 p.m. They're getting ready at the hotel. And Austin tells Sally, like, you're being pouty McPowderson, Sally. And Sally's like, I'm just like talking about like the friendship with Charlie. And Austin goes, would you be a nightmare to date? And then Sally goes, no, I'm great to date. I do everything for my man.
Sally's like, so does that mean you want to date me?
No, Sally in a talking to me goes, why are you bringing up dating me? Do you want to marry me?
I mean, I think she would be hard to date.
Craig, well, also, but like, that's not. Like, you saying I do everything for my man isn't like, oh, so, like, that doesn't mean a good relationship.
Yeah, I don't even know what that really means. Like, what is that?
Craig when they get to the bar, and Craig immediately orders 10 shots of tequila with orange slices.
You liked that idea.
Well, I was like, ooh, orange slices.
Here's what I don't understand. He gives the bartender his credit card. He's like, I got all this, which also made me worried. I was like, oh, we're in trouble because when Craig starts buying everyone things, that means like we're getting a little too drunk. Yeah. But don't producers pay for everything?
No.
Like, so they're making me pay for my fucking drinks and shit?
Past a certain point, yeah.
Wow. Oh, because like it's a liability? Is that what it is?
I mean, there's a mixture, but I mean, you can get reimbursed and things like that.
But like how like a lot of shows,
I don't know.
like they'll only give you 2 drinks because they don't want like
yeah, especially as like obviously on the Bachelor franchises or
Love Island,
but they're actually he's really slapping down his card in that scenario,
and that's expensive. Like
not in Mexico, it's not as expensive as here, but
No, but I was thinking about the time when we were in Mexico. And
yeah, but that was like I got suckered.
You were doing Craig.
Yeah,
you were buying bottles of tequila.
But I didn't do the conversion rate, so all of a sudden I was like, "What?" Like, I had no clue. Anyways,
he didn't realize it till the next day.
I didn't. I was like, "Wait a minute, what the hell is this?
Why did I spend all this money?"
Well, I thought it was a good deal, and then I realized I'm an idiot. So Craig is getting all of these shots. This, by the way, this reminded me of my buddy Nick back in the day. Like this was Nick. I mean, Nick never like freaked out like Craig, but he would be like the life of the party of like throw his card down, everybody's getting shots. Like this was Nick, and
we love Nick.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. He never like Craig, but like this is how we would
Nick's like that now with different ways, like buying all the dinners.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying when we go out in a bar situation. So we give. Anyways, he gives his credit card to keep going. He asks if he can get behind the bar, and he goes, "I want you to cheers to Shep. We may hate each other sometimes, but hopefully we love each other more." And then he was like, "I need 2 steak quesadillas, 2 shrimp quesadillas, 2." Like he starts ordering quesadillas.
Thank God, someone needs to be ordering the food.
And then Austin says, "Who's getting on the bar for body shots?" And Sally's hand just fucking shoots up at 70 miles an hour. But Austin said this knowing Sally was going to say yes. And Craig's like, "Yeah, don't be a pussy." And Molly says something. She's like, "It's so funny that guys say don't be a pussy because pussy's like."
No, this is not like a new thought. Where nuts are really, really fragile,
and pussies actually take a pounding.
Pussies take a pounding, and they spit out life. Like they're actually really strong.
Yeah. So, but it was great that Molly said that.
You can just like take a little.
Yeah, nuts are really sensitive, but pussies take a pounding. Yes. So Craig asked Charlie like. He's seeing Austin do a body shot with Sally. He goes, "If we were in a random country, would you let me do this?" What does that mean? Like,
no,
would you let me do this with somebody else?
No, he said, if we were in a random country and all these people weren't there, would you do this with me? Meaning, like, you're so embarrassed of me, and like, would you do this if no one else was around?
Dude, Craig, have some respect, man. Have some self-respect.
Both of them need more respect.
Oh my God. So Austin kisses Sally on the bar. And what did I write? I don't know, man. I just read, I don't know, man. And Craig drunkenly shouts out, "What happens in Mexico doesn't stay in Mexico."
Which is a great line.
And then Craig buys a whole bottle of tequila.
Again, that's when we're in big, big trouble.
And then Austin gets behind the bar and he's like, "Austin, you pour the tequila." And he's like shouting out orders. And Whitney's like, Craig feels like he's getting fucking hammered. And he goes, "Craig, after a couple drinks, gets more interesting until he falls off a cliff, and then it's Jekyll and Hyde, and I don't like Craig drinking." And then Sally slides in next to Molly and Charlie, and Craig is like behind the guys. He goes, "I love that so much." And he burps, and he kind of spins, and the camera catches him looking like spinning directly. It's like a great shot. And Sally's like, "How's everything with Craig, Charlie?" And Charlie's like, "We've had this conversation so many times."
Because Sally says it a million times. She's constantly poking, wanting to know.
And Sally's like, "I'm going to be real with you, Charlie. I know you made out with him." And Charlie's like, her face is like, just like, And Molly goes, "Wow, this friendship group is insanity." And then Austin points to Charlie like, "Oh my God, look, they don't look happy." And Sally's like,
he's like, "The girls are fighting."
Yeah, so
which they're usually the girls that are fighting.
Sally goes, "My first thought was, damn, she couldn't tell me." And Charlie's like, "Okay, we kissed, and it was like nothing crazy." Her voice is like shaking. And Sally goes, "I don't care that y'all kissed. I care about our friendship." And Charlie's like, "Our friendship is fine." And Sally goes, "I don't feel that way. Like, I'm the one who's being lied to." Like, so all of a sudden now this is a 3-way relationship.
She's also not being lied to. She's just like not being told everything.
She wants to be told everything. She wants every piece. It's like how Sheena used to be on Vanderpump. I need to know. I need to have all the information.
Okay, can I talk about that? I don't like how people keep comparing Sally to Sheena. Like, I don't like.
They are?
Everyone.
Oh, I don't agree with that at all.
And like,
isn't the information?
It doesn't make sense to me.
Charlie's like, Vanita's like, guys. And Charlie's like, "I'm not denying the fact it changed when I went on a date with Craig, and that was the turning point with this group. I don't want to hear and share everything with you, Sally." And Sally's like, "Then don't. You didn't tell me." And Charlie's like, I did. You weren't listening. And Sally's like, no, don't do that. And Charlie's face is when it gets super insane. And Sally's like, there was a shift in our friendship. And like, it's like, that's what I'm upset about. Am I wrong? And Sally in a talking head says, it sucks that you're willing to put him above our friendship.
And
Maybe I'm wrong.
Can I tell you that Sally would put a guy before any woman's friendship? If Craig wanted to be with her, she would be like 10 toes down.
Well, the question I would ask Sally is like, okay, imagine the shoes on the other foot. How would you argue your way out of this if you're Charlie? Because I know she would have an argument. Yeah, I know she would immediately have an argument. So Sally says, Shep says, let's get back to the hotel. Sally says, I would love to get out of this conversation. And then Charlie tells Molly, I don't want to talk to anyone about it. And they split up in the Sprinter vans. Rod, Rio, and Austin have a friend kiss. They're best friends. It's okay
a moment where I was like, have they hooked up?
I bet they've made out.
Really?
Well, I don't think that's a weird thing for two guys to make out. Even
Have
if you're
you made out with a guy?
No, but I don't think I've never been in that position, but I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't think I would, but I don't think this is weird.
Not
like,
that
it's
there's
fun.
anything wrong
They
with
weren't
that.
making out. It was like
with girls.
It was like
stuff.
A kiss on the lips. It wasn't anything.
No, there was like tongue.
No, it wasn't tongue.
Yeah, they were like, ugh.
But good. Anyway, Sally kisses Austin again in the Sprinter van, and Craig's talking to Charlie up at the bar. It's like, I feel bad that Sally's giving you shit. Craig's like, all of a sudden I understand, like, where you're with, like, when you're with her, things change with us and it's killing me. Why do we want to like do this? Just tell them the truth, Charlie. And Craig's like, Sally was yelling to you about us. And Charlie's like, well, I was honest with her. Craig in a talking head says, I'm happy that Charlie can stand up to Sally. It's cute. He's not really standing up to Sally. But Craig is just now wandering around. Shep's like, what is Craig doing? And they're like, Craig, what the fuck are you doing? And it's an hour drive back to the hotel.
Now, this is annoying. I've been in these situations. Yeah. This is annoying.
So Craig's in like one of those shops and he goes, I bought a bottle of tequila and beer and cigarettes.
I was like,
so
yes,
he's
cigarettes.
So you're.
I was like, yes, let's get those cigs.
So the cars take off and Craig produces the bottle of tequila. He goes, look what I found. And Austin goes, dude, I didn't drink tequila all night. Why would I start now? And Craig goes, because you're my friend. And Sally goes, Craig, that was insane. Like, look, your hair is in front of your face like that. And Craig goes, shut the fuck up. And Austin goes, Craig, calm. Like, because Austin's in the back with his like legs crossed looking at his phone. And he just goes, Craig, be nice. And Craig's like, why are you looking at me like that? And Sally goes, because you told me to shut the fuck up. And Craig's like, next time you tell me crazy, I'm done. And Austin goes, Craig, chill out. You are freaking out about like nothing right now. And Charlie's in the back seat as well. She's not saying a damn thing. And Craig's like, leave me alone, please. And Sally's like, you are never in the wrong, Craig. You never own up to your own shit. I'm not gonna let you do this to me. And Craig goes, I'm removing myself from your life. And Rodrigo goes, don't be an asshole. And then Craig tries to get up in the van as it's driving. And Austin's texting Shep. He is 100 out of 10 right now. And Craig goes, you keep getting involved, Sally, with shit that doesn't involve you. You just leave me alone. You're a loser. And then he just keeps going, you're a fucking loser. You're a fucking loser. You're a fucking loser. And Sally's like, I don't deserve any of this. And he keeps going, you're a fucking loser. You're a fucking loser. You suck. And then it says to be continued.
Okay, so I saw a little preview for next week and Sally's crying and like really, really upset. Now, I don't think Craig acted well.
And by the way, they're all drunk.
I think Craig is
but Craig's the drunkest.
The drunkest and really, really hammered and is obviously saying things he shouldn't say. And I'm not on his side in any way. But I do think like Sally has poked him for the last few weeks so much.
But it's just like Vanita. Just because somebody pokes you doesn't mean you take the bait. Like there's no argument for this kind of behavior.
No, obviously, I'm not saying there's an argument. There's like he's wasted and he shouldn't be saying what he's saying, especially to women. But like, shit, she's annoying and like get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, but once again, what if she's annoying? You still don't do this. There's no
100%.
If you want to do this 100%. Sober and have this conversation, that's great. But what you're doing 100%. Now, but I will say what also in Craig's drunken fucking mind, he just had this conversation with Charlie up there of like, claim me more. So he's like. And he's like, he's so drunk that his mind's darting around of like, tequila, cigarettes, beer. Austin doesn't want to drink with me. Oh, God, Sally just said something to me. Sally's the girl that I just talked about upstairs at that bar, drunken with Charlie. Fuck, like.
But as someone, I just, Craig is not right, obviously. But like, I don't know.
I just think it'll be interesting to see Craig's defense on this. And
I mean, he fucked himself
but
so
Craig
hard.
has an argument that Sally is annoying, but now you don't have any argument by your own behavior. You've ruined your argument, you know?
Yeah. And like, they're going to go after him so hard in the reunion because of this. And
then Craig's going to have to once again admit and point out that he has a problem.
He does. He needs to stop drinking. Like, that's just it. This wouldn't have happened if he wasn't completely annihilated.
And also, he's one of those people that does not want to take it easy. When he drinks, he wants to drink to excess.
Right. He can't have a couple glasses of wine. He goes to, like, I'm buying the bottle.
And he doesn't realize he's in a bad place. Like, you could tell him in those moments, and I'm sure, like, kind of Shep did, of like, yo, man, chill out. You don't hear it when you have a problem. You don't hear that. It doesn't register.
I hope people don't think I'm on Craig's side in this, because I'm totally not. Like, I'm definitely not. Like, I think he's acting completely inappropriate and
But I'm saying there's reasons why everybody does everything. It doesn't make it right.
No, I'm not saying it's right, but I do see not his side, but I do see why he's having this extreme reaction.
And I think the fallacy in doing a show like this podcast, or even, it's like we're commenting on people's behavior, and we also have to recognize, and even like anybody out there listening, you have to recognize, is that we all have this kind of behavior or know people that do have this kind of behavior. So, I'm not trying, like, unfortunately, with these kind of shows and the way I do this show, you have to pass these kind of judgments. And especially, I don't know these people in real life, but I do know them from 11 seasons of a television show. So you're getting this, I think, a clear picture, but sometimes it's skewed. But you just see this kind of dangerous behavior. And as you get older, you're like, damn, man, you got so much opportunity. You got such a good thing. And you're blowing it.
Yeah.
You're blowing it.
And like, if Craig wasn't in these insulated things where everything is protected, like, and he wasn't like a rich white man, like, he would be in jail. Like it's amazing that he's not.
Also, it's like, and you also have to see, like, this is a science experiment. Like, this is a pressure cooker where they have, the producers aren't, they're not evil, but they put a pressure cooker together where they're hoping for explosions. It's like, they're like, hey, man, we're documenting what it is. They're not forcing Craig to drink, but man, they're going to document the hell of it, out of it, and know that there's entertainment value in it.
Is it bad that they're allowing them to drink so much? Like, in the UK, we don't see these type of things because they've had like the reality reckoning. They really have had it where people have died.
It's bad. It's bad if you let somebody, if you obviously let somebody drive, if you let somebody,
so we're not seeing that. Obviously.
Yeah. So we're not seeing those things. And I think
it's not just getting behind a wheel like you are.
Well, I think when you get to physical altercation, which we do not have.
But we see that on Bravo all the time. They don't care.
But we're not in this scenario. So you've got to let it play out and go, okay, it's dying down. There's enough people that do realize
and
what's
they know,
happening.
Like, the producers know, like, I don't know if they're doing
drugs
on this show, but like,
not anymore. They used to in the...
We know on like Vanderpump, like, they were all doing blow and drinking heavily.
Early seasons, yeah.
Not even that early, like at the wedding, when Brittany and Jax got married. I mean, that wasn't that early. That was like
2019.
Okay, that was like
7 years ago.
But that was like 7 seasons in. Do they have Do they have to?
No, they don't have to.
Should they, though? I know they don't have to, but is it a moral problem for them not to say, like, you need to step in?
No,
I mean, to cut the cameras. Because again, like in the UK, they have seen suicides after suicide after suicide from having these types of situations happen.
Long-term effects on somebody's mental health due to reality television is something we always talk about, and we just don't know. I mean, things from game shows, things from parasocial relationships and things, a lot of us having strong opinions can really obviously affect somebody.
Look at Jax. Like, look where he is now, and would he have gotten this bad if he wasn't enabled for season after season after season?
It's coulda, woulda, shoulda, because if this didn't exist in the first place, Jax potentially wouldn't be anywhere to begin with. You know, like you think Jack's like, oh, we ruined his chance to be a scientist? Like,
no,
you know, like,
no. I'm saying, would he be alive? Like, is he like?
But see, that's where you gotta like, okay, you can't. That's not the show's responsibility of where Jax would be without this show and with the show.
No, I'm just saying, like, is there a responsibility to step in when they see Craig getting so hammered to say,
listen,
like, you know what, maybe we need to go home?
The responsibility is they didn't ask Jax back for the 3rd season of The Valley. There's the responsibility right there. You know, like they do seem to draw a line, a very thin line with
But that's
abuse.
like when children are involved, right? I don't know. Anyway, this is an interesting conversation. I don't know what people think about it, but yeah.
Okay.
It's hard.
I'm glad our baby got to hear that through Rebecca's stomach that last hour and 15 minutes. But this was great. Do you think
she's going to like come out and like know all the things about Bravo?
Yeah. What if she comes out and her cry is, Bapa-doo?
She's like,
She got, Okay, you guys, have a great weekend. Come back tomorrow for Beverly Hills, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.